Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is James, and in this video, let's talk about where's the story? The apocalypse origin story that we got at the end of World Beyond, parts of it, spread around the Walking Dead universe, I guess you could say. I know a lot of you guys have asked, especially after Daryl Dixon season 1 and now The Ones Who Live. We saw some variants in Daryl Dixon as far as the acid blood, and the others are getting experimented on that we saw kind of acting crazy and all energetic. But what about the woman at the end of World Beyond in that post-credit scene? She was shot, and it's a debate, I guess, as far as the head or the back. I'm pretty sure it was the back, or that's my theory anyway. But then she reanimates very quickly, and in a rage, it seems, and running, not walking or limping, she heads toward the door and starts beating on it very ferociously. So we're like, we didn't see any of those, or did we? You know, what happened to those? What's that end scene about? What's the deal with her getting shot and reanimating and acting like that? She's supposed to be one of the scientists. And what about the scientist? We didn't get that story in Daryl Dixon season 1, and now that The Ones Who Live is over, we didn't get the story either. So it's like Daryl Dixon season 2, maybe. Maybe they are expanding across Europe a little bit, going into Spain, possibly some other countries, expanding that show. So that's pretty cool. So we may get more of that story, I'm thinking. And I know that Spain has been mentioned. There's a lot of people talking about the brother that's from the comic, and I just don't see that happening myself. That's my theory on that. I know a lot of people have their own theory about that. So, hey, it's cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind it if they brought that up. It would just seem really out of the blue. As far as that post-credit scene of World Beyond, I've done a bunch of videos on that, or several. I've got what the scientist said versus what Dr. Jenner said. She was watching those Dr. Jenner tapes back or videos from the hard drive. And of course, that was communication from way back, even before our group, Rick and that group, met Dr. Jenner. This was before that. So it was all cool information, cool stuff. You should check out those videos, what the scientist said, what Dr. Jenner said. I've done more videos on it. I've talked about it in other videos. We've talked about the variants and different things, but the question is still there. Where's the story? We were really hoping at least some of it would play out in The Ones Who Live. It didn't. It didn't play out in Daryl Dixon season 1. So Daryl Dixon season 2 is definitely up for grabs as far as, hey, you could tell us more of this story. How does it connect? Will it ever connect? The one scientist went to America, Toledo, Ohio, I think. We just never got any of that information about any of the scientists, why that scientist turned into a walker, fast, raging walker like that. Was the guy that shot her, was he a part of like Genet's group or some other group? Was he a cop, an ex-cop, just a dude, that worked on the case back when everything started, but he's been tracking them down solo? What's that dude's story? Where's that story? Where's the scientist story? Where's the variant story of what she turned into and ran toward the door and beating on it? And of course, why I say apocalypse origin story is because of what was written on the beam up above. It started here. The dead started here. Some of the stuff the guy was saying to the scientist before he shot her, you started this. And you made it worse because then you tried to fix it. Where is all of that story? When we ask questions like this, then we have to ask questions we don't like to ask. What's in Gimple's mind? What is Gimple going to come up with? What's his big idea? Is there a bigger story we don't see yet? Or is he just hoping for the best? Does he have those ideas played out and know it's going to happen in Daryl Dixon season 2, maybe even season 3, or some other spinoff that he hasn't announced yet? Where's that story going to come, and is it? I know some of you will probably say, James, it's not going to happen. He's never going to play that out. He's never going to tell us. Those were just drop plot lines, or just tiny little hints to a plot line that changed somewhat or didn't make sense or didn't play out as Gimple thought it would or something like that. There's a lot of excuses, a lot of theories. Maybe he does have this grand scheme in mind, and we will see that, whether it be in another spinoff, Daryl Dixon season 2, is which I'm hoping. We'll get more of that story. There's a lot of unanswered questions in The Walking Dead, even now after The Ones Who Live. Probably even more questions than we had before The Ones Who Live started, which is crazy. But about all we can do now is speculate and theorize on some of the stuff that we know, but we just haven't been told yet. So, where's the story? Will we get the story? Hey, you guys let me know what you think about it all, of course, down in the comments below. And I'll join you there. This is James in Nashville. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more dead stuff.